It's so good loving somebody, and that somebody loves you back. To be loved and be loved in return, it's the only thing that my heart desires. Just appreciate the little things I do. Oh, you're the one who's got me inspired. Keep on lifting me higher. So good, loving somebody, and somebody loves you back.
Tell them that shit, Teddy. You said appreciate the little things I do. This is on some bullshit.
We can build a world of love, a life of joy, make our goal each other's happiness.
Each other's happiness.
I will do for you
I will do for you.
anything that I can. Oh, every day I want to do a little more.
Just
Do
a
a
little.
little more, just a little bit more.
Just a little.
So good, loving somebody.
What they do?
That somebody loves you back, and that's a fact. It's so good, wanting somebody, and somebody
the-
wants you back.
Gotta get some fucking good energy going on here,
Absolutely.
people. You know, gotta fucking, you know, stoke those fucking flames of happiness.
The embers of happiness.
Yeah, we're doing our best.
Can we
You know
make
what I mean?
fire jokes yet? Is it still too soon?
Fuck, we lived out here. Shit, if you are fucking, hey, tell nobody. If you're not from here, then you know, shut the fuck. But if you was here in it, you can do whatever fuck you want to help you kind of. There's a lot of shit. Help you kind of get through this.
Let's insert all kinds of Fire Force jokes.
We needed them. All of this is cool shit, man.
Who's got me inspired, keep on lifting me higher. So good.
Y'all be posting. I see. You know, we all follow the fucking. You know, once upon a time R&B such and such pages. Y'all wasn't listening to Teddy and shit.
As an adult, have you gone back and actually listened to this song? No. Let it ride.
Wait.
Let it ride.
Yeah, YouTube ain't giving us some money for this one.
Hey.
Now 60-40.
Not 60-40.
Talking about a 50-50 love.
Oh shit!
50-50 love.
Hey, who cut it off? Let me. I need to. Can you check the numbers on who cut it off right
Gave y'all the math. Not 70-30. Not 60-40.
now? Oh
A
shit!
50-50 love. It's so good. It's so good. Loving somebody when they give you the equal kind of love that you give them. When they love you in all the ways that you love them. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. That's how we starting the year off. Love equally. Reciprocity. Give and receive unto each other. Each other's happiness is important. That's the love. That's 1978. 1978. The time that y'all talk about. That's when love was real and they stuck together and they did that. This is an example. 50-50 love. Give unto me and I give unto you. And both of our happiness is important.
That first episode of the year, you thought it was New Year. Ain't shit changing right
Yeah. New Year, same Jada. Same Jada.
Oh man.
Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome. A lot of y'all are pretty much acclimated into the year at this point. Armageddon has set upon us here in Los Angeles, California.
Did you miss us? We was fighting for our lives.
We was fighting for our lives. You know, insert whatever fire meme that you want to insert. I'm fine. You know, I was surrounded by it, but it didn't directly affect me. I just had like 4 or 5 different fires going on in the perimeter. But I made this joke to lots of people. Like lots of people, I think I said to you as well, but like lots of people hit me up like, I saw where the fires are. Are you safe? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. You know, the hood don't burn down unless white people come in and burn it down. Like when white people come into the hood and set it ablaze, that's when our shit get burned down. Other than that, don't no natural disasters come in here and like.
Should have caught that shit.
He should have. It hits you.
Crazy.
It hits you. I won't even say in the numbers. That shit hits you in the logo.
That's wild.
And you dropped it. I get it's cold and snowing, but
it's playoffs, y'all. So it is what it is.
Yeah, we watching black people. Oh, you.
Yeah, that's woof. That's crazy. Shit happens, but oh boy,
it does.
That's crazy.
Shout out to everybody in Altadena that lost a little something.
Shit show.
It absolutely. I appreciate all the like knowledge and history that's come out because Altadena is what it is.
That's a bad move. That'll come back to bite him.
It'll definitely.
That's crazy.
He saved him. Good job. Good hustle. Good hustle.
Man.
Good hustle.
That was a crazy mistake.
But I get it. It's cold and you trying to, but like, come on, man. Protect a little something. Don't go.
Damn. Okay.
That's on the center. Shit. I think that's like the second or third time, but even still, like.
Yeah, no, that was.
How you lose it in the end.
You take the sack right there.
Just you got the ball, you saved it, just go down, Lamar. Just go down. Yeah. Either way, but yeah. Shout out to everybody in Altadena that lost something or was affected directly in some capacity. I appreciate, all the history that's coming out as far as for black folks, how important Altadena is in Southern California. I don't know if you thought about it or if it affected you, but like it really, I was like, damn, yeah, this.
Yeah, I mean, not me personally. I got a bunch of alerts at a certain point. It was all the alerts. That's really all I suffered from. Once little air quality, I still worked. I still went to go see like some clients, other motherfuckers. I definitely like turned it to like telehealth for safety reasons.
Right.
I had an aunt that was affected, but luckily, her property wasn't like burned. But this shit was like some I don't know, like I want to find a better word, but like devastating is pretty good. I've seen a lot of people use devastating.
Catastrophe or catastrophic.
Yeah.
All the big traumatic words.
Like, and it was something I thought about like pretty quickly is I was like, oh yeah, I know that area. And I immediately was like, oh shit, what happens? I've never thought about that before that time. What happens to, facilities, residential facilities? Because just for shits and giggles, guys, like there's two in the Altadena area. And I was just like, man, like, it must be chaos to kind of maneuver them around, to placements, to other shelters, to this, that, and the third. Like, that whole shit was, like, kind of on my mind.
Yeah. That's where I was kind of going to go. I had a cousin that lost everything, so that sucks. But my mind or how things affected me emotionally is like, oh, shit, for the most part, my career started in Altadena, like for both of us. Mm-hmm. That's why I was asking you how you felt about it. Like, damn, no, we were there for all throughout grad school, before grad school, a little bit after grad school. Altadena, I'm there every day, living in the community. I mean, I don't live there, but, I'm going to the gym. I'm working here. I'm eating here. I know people that live here. I thought about Denise because she stayed close and all that. So I was like, damn. The people that I worked with that lived in this area, I wonder if they were affected or the kids, because the facilities, especially where we were, that's built into the mountain.
Yep.
So it's like, damn, is the facility still there? Like it made me think of like even one of the stores that I know burnt down, that shield. You guys can't see it, but I have some African decor in my house. And some of the African decor that I have in my house came from that same store in Altadena that burned down. So it's like, damn, like I'm not affected with my own personal shit, but there are some memories and stories and connections and people that were affected. So that kind of affected me a little bit emotionally. And I was like, damn, I hope everybody's all right. I'll most likely at some point drive through there when things calm down just to kind of see for myself. But no disrespect, I didn't really think too much about the Palisades area, which even that became a political thing as far as like white media focusing on Palisades and black social media focusing on Altadena and those communities, and we coming together to support our own and stuff like that. But I was definitely paying a little bit more attention to.
Yeah, I thought about it from like obviously like I had the quote unquote human perspective. I was like, because there was I don't know, there was one of those alerts and it was like, hey man, this shit's getting close. And I was always kind of checking the map. And I was like over by my aunt's spot and like my granny's there. So I was like thinking about like just even the process of and my aunt just for shits and gigs, right? Like my aunt used to work for the city of LA and she was like an emergency planner. So like whenever there's an emergency, like she starts putting the fucking skills together. So me and her would just be talking casually. And I started thinking about like, bug out bag and like what do we pack and like and I'm like, just applying that to everybody, like damn what that must feel like. And then I started thinking about the possibility of like, we would have to go, and then it immediately jumped into, damn, I like grew up here. And then like, they're like, oh, if it was like to reach certain parts of LA, I'm like, okay, these couple homes I have, this is my entire childhood. This is everything that has created me has happened in this home, and like a sprinkle of this home. So I was like, if these shits happen, if these shits burn down, then I started looking at like, okay, man, like while I am heavily more like what's going on in like Altadena, it made me look at the Pacific Palisades thing like on a human level. If you look up one day, I don't care if you have $1 billion, if I see my home where I grew up in, where I've built my family in, that would kick me in the balls. That is then heightened when I look at people in Altadena and Pasadena area where like I've literally built this. I was first generation. I came here. It'd be like if my grandparents' house like burnt down. Like I came here from whatever area. I built this motherfucker. And seeing all that shit go was, I might not have to be able to carry my little crash out persona into 2025 because I was fucked up about that shit. Like I didn't send like a bunch, but I've called myself. I'm not gonna hold you, man. I checked in on you. I checked up on you and a couple others. I was like, hey, look, man. I know y'all usually get the fucking dick jokes and whatever. We can get there, but our motherfucker's safe. Like, can I pack this car enough for a couple motherfuckers? If if we talked, hey, you're cool in my book. Because I definitely had I had in my brain, like, I can get there. I roughly know that area. I could fucking, super nigga me. Yeah, y'all are cool.
That's one thing, I guess, like, being on the receiving end. Because, like I said, everybody kind of looks at the map and they're like, oh, shit, you're kind of in the middle of all of it. Like, and some people that don't live here, they don't know how close or how far it is. They just see me in the area that I live in versus, oh, fuck, you got like 4 or 5 different fires around you. Like, are you okay? Like, but seeing people respond or check in, it's some people that don't check in on me much ever. Like, I normally may check in on them, but this is a situation they were like, no, I really wanted to know if you were okay. And I wanted to reach out to, like, damn, you know what? I really like it. I have more support than I think I do, at least in those types of moments when something serious is going on. You never know who's going to show up. And like certain people I would expect, like, yeah, I'm probably going to hear from this person and this person. They're going to be concerned and I understand why. And there's other people that maybe care about you that you don't even know they would check on you if something serious was going on, and like how much support you actually have. And you may not see it until those types of moments show up. So,
yeah, the out of state calls, I was like, oh, yeah, they must be on. Okay.
Yeah.
It's burning down.
All my people in Ohio was like losing it.
Chill out.
Everybody in Ohio was like, you need to leave now. Like I seen some people with a picture of like the back end of the Palisades fire because I could see it from the balcony, and they were like, you need to leave now. Why are you not? And I was like I got it. And normally people think that I'm just super like chill and cool to the point to where don't shit affect me. And it's like, part of that is partly true. I don't be overly reactive to certain shit, but also like I am situationally aware. I understand of danger. Like if I really, really needed to go ahead and peace out, I know where I can peace out. But damn near everybody in Ohio was like, you coming out here anyway, leave early. And I'm like, I'm not about to just up, jump, and leave tomorrow.
I got a couple of those. Like, am I finna up? Like, well, man, I'm not finna buy a plane ticket today. Like, shit.
Nah, this guy had a couple friends. I was like, I will buy you a ticket. You can leave tomorrow. I was like, I'm good. I'm going to be out there in 2 weeks anyway. Like, I will be fine. I can make it. That's not an issue. But I do appreciate the concern. Like, just being able to be aware. But I've also been the person on the opposite end of like checking in on people in different areas and I don't fully know what's going on. Like when some shit was going on in Puerto Rico, my cousin was in Puerto Rico playing soccer for a team out there. And I was like, yo, hey, you straight? Like, so, sometimes we do have to provide that context as to like, this is where I am. This is where all the other things are going. I'm actually a whole lot better than you think or whatever the case is. So, yeah, he earned that one because it should have been.
It was falling apart.
No gain, and he got a first down for it. King Henry. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, for him and LeBron, like having the King Henry and King James nickname, like.
I mean, I think King Henry is cool. We might have some stuff to kind of, compare to see how much of that applies. King James kind of got it, though. King James kind of, if we just talking, basketball, we kind of got to. Everybody got their own kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So,
King James he's still fucking y'all up with them damn Bibles that he. Anywho.
Oh, that one. I'm talking about on the court.
Oh, no, not.
Yeah, I'm talking about
LeBron.
Yeah, I'm talking about Lebanon, Jamesa. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I ain't talking about that other shit.
Other person, individual.
In regards to the fires, though, I will say this. I just this is one of my always. I guess will be a complaint. I think until motherfuckers fix it, is you motherfuckers have got to like it. It takes no time to just pump those fucking brakes and like half a Google. You know what I'm saying? Like a quarter Google. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do the deepest of dives, but the way y'all was just flinging out misinformation, and you go and look at a post, because at this point, man, I don't know, man. I gotta call Kenny, man. I gotta figure out, man. How do I get a little half-ass journalism credential? Because some motherfuckers out here dropping the ball. Because I'm like, man, this post was posted 20 minutes ago. Why are y'all reposting this so heavily? It was motherfuckers consistently posting, the Hollywood signs burnt down. You should all be taken outside and whipped. Why? What? Like, you can see that motherfucker. I remember, like, it was one day, dead ass, because I still went and worked on, like, in person, I went to go see some clients on that one of those Fridays. Mm-hmm. And I'm coming back to the freeway, and I'm coming down Arlington. I can see this fucking sign, and I saw one of you some bitches. Y'all lucky I still love some of y'all, bro. I saw you posted on fire. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Come on, nigga. And it was all this. They don't want us to know. This is not the time, bro. Like, there's so many conspiracy. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Y'all got to watch the game, man, because a dot. He threw a dot to that nigga. I don't know, man. See, plays like that, if you niggas stop making mistakes, Baltimore might have. And I'm not knocking Buffalo, but these are some crazy plays they've made rather quickly. They done drove this motherfucker down the field crazy.
Yeah, they
if they stop
Buffalo has points because Ravens shoot themselves in the foot, but that's normally the Ravens story. If they lose, it's because they beat themselves. If
these motherfuckers tighten up, because that was crazy. This was a crazy fucking drive. This actually, like, first, second quarter, they really been beating themselves. I know this is not the sports pod, everybody, but fuck y'all, niggas. Playoffs.
We do make the rules.
Yeah. Y'all's really, I'm not going to hold you, man. It's a lot of clips. Because I've done a couple, and I've only done a few, but, like, I'm not going to lie. If I get bored, I just want everybody to keep knowing. If I don't have anything over here, I'm taking a fucking We Don't Make the Rules clip. I'm taking that shit. Somebody... So it's three. It's three motherfuckers. I'm gonna get something. It's four. Cause I ain't hit Robin on that couch yet. But it's gonna be a book quote or some crap. I'm getting some, yeah. Anytime I don't got nothing else going, right there. It's just so much. It's a plethora of things. You know what? Like, we're an all-purpose pod. But the motherfuckers, a lot of purposes over there. All-purposey. I'm here for it.
Multi-purpose.
Yes.
Multi-purpose.
I'm fucking with that. But yeah, I just feel like some of y'all should have been like, some of y'all should have been beating the street because obviously it's on purpose. But like, it's a certain amount of everybody. It's like, bro, it takes nothing to kind of do your Googles. On a positive tip, I'm not gonna lie, man. It was one band, one sound on getting these fucking resources out.
Absolutely.
Go here, click this, do that, and motherfuckers was showing up and doing their motherfucking parts, volunteering. I did like seeing that. I wish that shit like that didn't have to come off the backs of something like this.
Right.
I think there should be just a little bit more volume about things like this, or when positive shit's going on, or ways to fucking support. Y'all kicking yourselves in the ass again. God damn it, bro. I just said all this shit. I said all these things. I don't give a fuck. I'm not from Baltimore. But come on, man. Like, I feel like everybody is at a certain era. Proud of y'all. Let me go ahead and put a pin in that. I feel like, though, everybody in our era, you had, like, and it was only off of a certain couple names, but you had your Ravens era. Like, if you, like, whatever your team was, when Ray Lewis and fucking Ed Reed stepped outside, you was kind of a Ravens fan for a while. Like, you was
I mean, I've been a Ravens fan since the first Blitz.
Yeah, you like
Ravens and Niners. That's been it for me for quite some time.
Man, you was. I don't trust you if you just. I don't give a fuck what your team is. When Ray Lewis stepped on the field, if you wasn't like, I mean,
anybody that likes defense had a Ravens period at some point in time. There's no reason why you shouldn't.
I thought, like, especially when they did that fucking Hard Knocks and Shannon was on there. But you just like, and Goose made me like, just, yeah, man, you just don't give a fuck. I'm just eating food, punching niggas in their throats, and just saying, like, I know he was doing heinous shit that we didn't even catch on camera because they would have got a motherfucker. They would have shut that whole fucking team down. And I like that shit, man.
Like, off-season team parties had to be. Bro,
Goose was out there shirtless, just gut and handful of ass. And I love that for him, man. Rest in peace to one of the fucking GOATs, man. I know that was a fun motherfucker to hang out with.
Oh, absolutely. What fucking
that was a good fucking time, man.
What Eddie Murphy say? Big fat salami sandwich eating. Yeah. He was just out there.
Yeah, just throwing motherfuckers out, just a fucking tank. Like that way y'all motherfuckers is losing your minds now that y'all got Reed Richards and that goddamn fucking Marvel Rivals. Like, he was like that. Y'all are doing a lot. I haven't downloaded the Marvel Rivals thing, but not for nothing. Y'all are. I stand for the geek community. I be up here fighting every week. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Y'all are doing a lot. I've seen a lot of these mods. You niggas are going crazy.
Yeah, they going.
You niggas are doing a lot with this fucking this Squirrel Girl shit is absolutely insane. I know this was a crazy segue from what we were talking about, but I just want it out there.
I mean, we're talking about unity to a degree. You know, online gaming is community and unity, teamwork. So,
okay, positive spin. I'm gonna probably spin back to these niggas going crazy because it's so much ass, like digital ass, and it make you be like, you like real ass. But the way they put it's the jiggle. Okay, anyways. I was fucking.
But it's nothing. It's been getting done for so long. All the Street Fighter games, the Tekken game. Oh, it originally started with the, I was going to say Do or Die. Is that what the name of the fighting game was back in the days?
Dead or Alive?
No. Was it Dead or Alive?
Dead or Alive was one of them. I know that was a. They should bring back Bloody Roar too. Y'all didn't respect.
That's a whole.
Like
Bloody Roar. Definitely, if anything deserved to be remastered, you got 3 of them motherfuckers that you could bring back. Bloody Roar was the shit, but it might have been Dead or Alive. It might have been, but if I'm not mistaken, Dead or Alive. Everyone just gratuitous breast in every game, and that wasn't even mod time. Like, we weren't even modding shit then. So, anime titties and ass have just.
You know how unhinged of a world we would have, like, if you had the ability. Whether it was like a Toontown a thing where you could just go to, or if you had that fucking shit that Brad Pitt had where he was in Cool World, nigga, it like niggas wouldn't even be able to function in real life if you could Cool World it. Insane. Cool World with the video game fucking adjacent, like, you relax, bro.
Would we really need? If we could, would we give a shit what Teddy P is talking about? Because we'd be like, fuck you.
Are you in hell? No. Like, I just, like, in my own mind, like, just on a whim the Rolodex of just, and y'all could just, and you got video, especially if you got video game physics. This is a terrible thought. Like the implications, you know, like when this is the part in the movie where we're like, we gotta shut this whole shit down, because they got, look, man, the way they got AI and shit getting crazy now. They building robots. There's no way. Like, it makes sense every day. Every day you wake up and realize that, like, and I hate it because all you fucking, you know, craze, I want to live off the grid, and then you post on Instagram, motherfucker, whatever. But like, the Matrix would win, and the Matrix would win solely because, like, the way they had the Matrix looking like the Matrix went through 50 things, and I'm like, I want to see the numbers on how long the Matrix lasted, because the shit in the movie makes sense, like, oh, they lived in a real world, but you wouldn't even have to do it like that. Niggas would live in fucking Street Fighter 4 physics with the jiggly ass. They would live in that motherfucker for 6,000 years. You would never have to make it real. They would live right there. If you could just, oh, I'm in here for real, they would live there.
Wally for real?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That'll happen. Like, motherfuckers gonna let that shit happen, eyes wide open.
Like fucking, we've had a lot of movies that have like simulated as far as relating to robots or synthetic, whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we heard.
Like like fucking, I don't know if I gotta remember. Do you remember Johnny Mnemonic?
I do. Yes.
Because that was like virtual reality shit going on in there to a degree. Like, there's a lot of movies throughout history that have kind of transitioned. They were priming us.
Yeah, no, man.
For what's going on today.
That's one of my favorite theories. Like, I believe full force that, like, there's a thing in movies. That's a conspiracy theory I get behind. That, like, there's little subtle things. Like, the idea, right? Like, I was watching fucking, we're getting somewhere, I promise. I was watching Creature Commandos, right? And like, it's a meme that's been going around, and it's funny as shit because it's such outrageous. Like, I've never witnessed bullying like this. Again, I lived the jock experience, so I understand that might not have been what happened to me. But it's one of the characters. She's like a fish girl. I forget her name. And they're like, say ribbit, bitch. And then they throw her on the lockers. I said, say ribbit, bitch. And it was like, you know, like fucking 1940s racism, but for the one fish girl. Also, why the fuck would you send her to regular school? Anyways, it was just like that thing. And she was like, you know, she like leaves. And I was like, they don't never show the part where like the bully just get they motherfucking ass whooped. Like, the bully gets beat up because circumstance comes around and like, you know, they finally, I don't know, they get what's coming to them in some mystical whatever way, as opposed to you just balling up your fist and rocking that motherfucker jaw. And I really believe that somehow in a way that like is supposed to sprinkle in like, don't fight back. Like, I feel like that infuses people with a, you know, you put that and you put a good little Bible verse to it, you'll never knock a motherfucker loose that probably should get knocked the fuck loose. And shit would change. Not anytime. But if you are in a situation and somebody was bullying or the aggressor, you think back to like just your just more, you know, younger years, high school years, maybe even a little college time. And that was it. That person didn't bother you. They knew that there was consequences for those actions.
Win or lose.
Yeah, you know.
Depending on how it go. But I mean, I know you mentioned, you know, the Bible verse kind of being an influence for some people to be a particular way. I'll let y'all deal with that. But like sitcoms in the 90s were at least showing how like, yeah, I get my ass beat, I get some stuff took, and I try to take the moral high ground. But at some point, that character was bringing the gun to school, and we had to talk about bringing guns to school because this motherfucker ain't gonna keep messing with me, or fighting back, or somebody telling their parents and their parents coming up to the school and setting shit off. Like, there was still some sort of consequence or repercussion for action. At what point do we get to a certain place where bullying just went like unchallenged? Like, I even saw this week, not that I'm saying it's a completely terrible thing. Like, I understand the positivity behind it, but do you know about the No Bully Gang in Houston?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So it's like, that's how we respond to bullying, is people pull up with expensive cars and say, hey, we support you, kid. And now everybody's going to think you're cool at school because lots of people with Lamborghinis and expensive cars came here to say, hey, we don't support bullying. He's a cool kid, and we're going to take you riding around in the Lamborghini. Like, I get it, especially for middle school kids, the superficial material stuff appeases to children, right? Mm-hmm. But did anybody talk to the kid that was bullying him? Or did we just show up with our cars and say, like, hey, one day you can have rich people shit, and that's going to make you cool? Like, how did that really address it?
I would like to think that there was more to that we went in, we had some conversations, we took the kid, we had a conversation with him, because I want to say, I'm not sure, this might have been, because one of those, I saw 2 videos of it, and one had, those ways that you can just kind of like put words on top of stuff on Instagram, and it said that the kid was on the spectrum. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
everybody's on the spectrum these days. Everybody got a little taste of autism.
But yeah, I kind of agree with that. I agree with the fact of like
he tried hard to hold it. I commend you.
Yeah, because I had
to reel it in for a second,
just a bit, because I was trying to like make sure, because I know me, I'll completely derail from maybe saying something that might have been whatever. And every now and again, I get a couple. I appreciate those that are solid listeners. I get a little critique every now and again, like, hey man, you be on some shit. Like, be funny, but like, sometimes you say some things. And I want to let y'all know, I'm never gonna stop the bullshit, but I will make an effort to continue with thought when I have it. And I just feel like, yeah, with what they did, I think it's cool to show up, and I think it's cool to be like, yeah, we got our cars, we're positive, and I think it's good to use your influence, I guess. Like, we're looking at y'all, the cool niggas, and the cool niggas say bullying is not cool. Great. I want to be like the cool niggas. But I do think, like, I hope that came on the backs of, like, we went in here and had a conversation with the school. What are y'all doing to protect this kid? Every kid is not I understand everybody cannot be fucking Bruce Lee. Everybody don't need to be, as my mom and them would say, a touch hog. You don't always got to be willing and ready for it. But I do believe in, like, having an era of, like, you got to be able to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And even if it's your one, like, even that's another dumb thing in fucking movies. They always hit the bully back, and it's one good one. Man, if you don't follow through with that fucking left, keep hitting this big mother. You got him. You got to follow through. We gotta follow, finish the job.
I think the part that kind of, like you, I was like, I hope that we're just seeing the performative aspect of it, and we don't see the actual real work behind it that is being done as far as creating conversation and collaboration and de-escalation and all these other problem skills and situations that have to go into mediating the situation to make it better. But the part that kind of bugged me a lot is, especially because a lot of the kids in the videos were boys. Mm-hmm. And even the main kid that for this video that I saw was a black boy. One, that nigga's my size in middle school. What's going on here? Like, there's nobody trying to put him in something so that he can understand, like, yo, you have the ability to not just defend yourself, but you ain't, who's bullying you if you're bigger than all the kids at the school? We're as big as the adults that showed up to support you. And all the other kids are tired. How? Granted, I understand being on the spectrum, but anybody that understands the spectrum, there is a spectrum. He may be on the spectrum, but he is very highly functional from what I saw. But like, how is nobody teaching him self-worth as far as you're not a small kid, you're not helpless? Let's get you involved in things so that you can, like, football is right there. You're in Texas. Your big ass is in Texas, and nobody's trying to get you to play football or whatever the case is. One thing, help instill in him some sort of self-love and empowerment to understand who he actually is, so he won't allow people to do this to him. Mm-hmm. 1. 2, these are middle school kids, which anybody that's worked with children knows that middle school kids are the absolute fucking worst, because it's the blind leading the blind. None of them know shit, but they swear they know everything. They're easily influenced by everything, and they don't think about shit. And it all depends on the guidance that they have. So how we reinforced to all these little boys in the community was having expensive material shit makes you cool and solves your problems.
Yeah.
You're getting bullied at school. How we solve that is expensive shit. and you won't have to worry about getting bullied anymore, and you'll be cool. Even the kid himself says, man, I feel so popular now. Like, popularity solved your problem for you. So money, material, and popularity, that solves things for you. That's, to me, that's what I feel like it's reinforcing to the kids. And if that goes without some sort of explanation,
yeah,
it runs with it. Because then the other kids will look at it and be like, well, shit, I could just say that I'm getting bullied and these people will come support me, or I get to ride in a Lamborghini if I just tell people that I'm getting bullied. Like, there has to be follow through with some sort of edification in these situations, or it's going to make it worse.
Yeah. So, I think out of everything, I think that would be my one thing that hopefully and more positively that is a thing, that there is, I don't know, like follow through. Because I definitely don't like this idea that, I don't know, there's a piece where it's like, how do I say this? Because, yes, at certain points, and that's also makes you think of a more recent topic, an entertainer is just an entertainer, and that's where your skill set lies. But if you take the opportunity to step into your role as people look up to you, then you have a bit of a responsibility. Like, your point of view is your point of view, and people will deal with it the way they deal with it or receive it how they receive it. But if you say you're about a thing, and you say that you believe a thing, and you are working with these levels of, like, you know, understanding and honor and principles, or blah, 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 then you are looked at to move away. And so as I go, you know, as you find me in St. Louis rolling on dubs, and I roll from there to the inauguration, where I choose to perform for the incoming president, Donald Trump. I got to think to myself as Nelly, or as Snoop, and I select the other few. Those are the two top ones today. Well, what am I doing this for? Where's my head at, so to speak? What's my motivation? What am I doing here? What's you know?
Ooh, look what money make a bitch do.
Yeah.
Look what money make a bitch do.
Yeah.
That's my only thought. Because I can't see any other reason. Teams have turned down going to the White House because they don't align with somebody, or people turn down whatever. The team didn't, but I'm not going, and the team can find me for not, whatever. But like, people take stances against stuff all the time. Why is it that you can't? Especially in Snoop's case, when it's like, nigga, 4 years ago, you was barking. And then you turn tail. Well, I won't say 4 years ago. It's what, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
What has transpired in the last 8 years to where you do the flip-flopping? If it was like Lil Wayne's performing, I wouldn't be surprised, because Lil Wayne was on the boat from the beginning. I think hopped on quick.
Yeah, for sure. He didn't believe police brutality was a thing.
Yeah, he did. I can understand that. Nelly keeps himself pretty quiet when it comes to the political stuff. So, whatever.
You know, that's what threw me is like, cause he got on a Willie D's show and was like, you know, standing 10 toes in it, and I just had that thought, like, man, like Nelly has been just. I don't know what the fuck Nelly be doing. Nelly be chilling, smacking the shiny on the ass, and drinking. And I just be like, yeah, man, what a fun time it looks like this guy's having. What the fuck? Like,
what brought you to this point?
Yeah, goddamn, nigga. Like, why not just mind your rich ass business? That's crazy.
Or be informed, because like, you got peers like Plies. I'll give Cardi some credit over all these years. She's informed herself more and more about politics and the inner workings of things. Like, you have peers that'll be like, hey, nigga, no, that's not a good idea. What are you doing? Well, I was thinking this. did you not understand this over here? Like, you have people accessible to you that can explain some shit. I understand us as social justice workers having to have abreast of certain situations and make certain decisions. And the rich elite, so to speak, you know, he wouldn't be considered rich elite, but he's rich elite compared to us.
Mm-hmm.
I understand you having a bubble to where that doesn't have to be a relevant thing that you have to pay attention to unless you in the mix of it by choice, right? You have people around you that, like, you make the rumors for, like, everybody, all the Saint lunatics, especially Ali, saying that you was on bullshit and stealing money and moving nasty. Like, you make this shit sound like it's true.
If it shall make shit sound like that true. I mean, and I think, I guess, two things can exist, can be true at once for me. Like, you know, it's all that, you know, never meet your heroes, and, you know, entertainer, his only job is to entertain.
Right.
These people are not necessarily, like, you know, my usual little gripe of, like, these are not the people to go to put together your, you know, your fucking opinions about shit. At the same time, you understand, like, the weight that they have because of, you know, shit. If we're just going, like, history in this country, you had, like, Harry Belafonte's, who was like, I'm a extreme entertainer, and I'm also, like, 2 feet planted firmly in what's going on in the streets, what's going on in the community. Ali, if we're using, like, you know, sports figures, so on and so forth. Like, it's a bit of weird, dismissal's not the word, like, just feigned ignorance about, like, I just be in my own world over here. We have the internet. I can be up on what's going on in the heart of Slovakia if I wanted to. So there's a certain point of, like, you're not informed because you're choosing not to be. And I feel like that goes against some of the shit the niggas is talking about. If we're using that, because it's one thing to talk about, like, it's either, if you get in the music game, it's always like, get money, do for my family, do this, do that. And then it's like, you know, I can't give everybody money. Okay, cool. You can't give everybody money, but what you niggas do give people is a North Star on how to move. This nigga's always been a good nigga, a solid nigga. These are unsolid maneuvers because you could actively look at, there's enough creators online that even me personally, I don't have the time to, like, look up everything. But there are people who dedicate their lives to this shit, and I'm like, okay, if you at least gave me the title of this bill, this statute, this thing, like the, what's that nigga's name? DOS Discourse. I love that page. He'll give you a cool breakdown of whatever he's talking about, and then you can choose to go look that shit up. What's the kid that you post around?
Jay Williams.
Jay Williams. Like, there's people out there that if you, like, your ignorance is a choice, and that looks weird for somebody who is always like, y'all's currency is the culture. Like, what you have, your influence in your community. And I don't know, there's just nothing, for me, for my little piggity poor mind, there's not a bag enough for that. I say this as somebody who I would love a couple $1 million. That shit would make my motherfucking day. Like, I could do so much with that. And I'm not even talking about altruistically. I could just do some real chill, mind my business ass rich shit. But it is irresponsible, immoral. It doesn't have any of that real nigga, which is another just term for, like, honor. Y'all not moving honorably saying shit like this, knowing full well that your currency is influence. Niggas see you with this shit. And this just weird shit that niggas will just grab their ankles for a check is crazy. Because what have you been doing all this time?
I mean, just historically, you mentioned Harry Belafonte, like Dick Gregory, and so we have a history of people that were entertainers, whether they were performers, actors, actresses, dancers, singers, whatever. I do this entertainment shit, but I put that shit on hold and on the back burner to make sure that I go tell you how you not gonna fuck with me and my community, or I'm gonna stand up against some shit hurting my community, or stand up with, like, these people were on the front lines of shit while also being celebrities, and they were fine balancing the two roles. And I chose to balance them because I had purpose and care and pride and things of this nature. You know that a little bit about your culture. We had even, I mean, I posted it this week, and I think I post it every year. It was like the anniversary. At this time this year in 1989, the Self Destruction music video came out.
Mm-hmm.
And we had the East Coast people that were making their songs about positivity, and we had the West Coast people that were making their songs about positivity and unity. And this is all up until 92.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, those were our celebrities that were on TV wearing the African pieces and black college pieces and Pan-African colors and doing TV shit. Like, we had all of our celebrities that were doing this. And when did that shift to where our celebrities decided to become ignorant about certain shit? Because, say for Snoop, it's even more surprising for Snoop, because Snoop, you've been a part, like, you were brought in by members of NWA, which were talking about shit politically. Mm-hmm. You're an elder statesman, especially when it comes to West Coast. Yeah, you can be on the gangster shit, but there's always been a message about fuck the police because they treat our people in our community a certain way, fuck these white folks because they treat our people a certain way. You come from that last era that kind of talked about that shit. How do you make a decision like this? But again, for Nelly, this is your peer. Snoop's not inaccessible to you as a Nelly. Like, you can, hey man, somebody got Snoop number, like, get me in contact with Snoop, and I'm sure Snoop would answer. Snoop's the type of nigga that'll probably answer. How do we go from, say, the early 90s and having those type of pillars where celebrities are also community activists to niggas is deciding to perform for, that's like niggas in the 80s deciding to perform for Reagan.
Yeah. I think
in the height of all the shit that's going on in our community.
I think you can't allow, because, Snoop is a musical legend. Snoop is, obviously the music has shaped anybody within the sound of my voice that is, latter 30s. Like, it shaped your entire life.
Yeah.
Not that you grew up. Well, I remember when Snoop, you're from Doggy Style on, nigga, that shit has shaped my entire life. Every moment of my life, there's a Snoop song, Snoop album. And I think we carry some of that nostalgia with us into how we view these individuals. And I don't know, it takes away from them as looking at them full view as a person. And also, a motherfucker will be like, I'm from the community, and you grew up a certain way, and there were certain parts of your history that were definitely in bed with the community. But if all of your motivation, it's that same conversation of operating from a space of if your entire motivation, your crux of who you are, is about never going back to that community, not necessarily making that community great, not showing that there's a way to make us whatever. It is all about separation. You start viewing, positive shit. Everything positive doesn't look like you. Everything positive is not some black shit. What's that dude who's was it Tony Robbins? He's the fucking passionate speaker or whatever. And it was that thing he did. I think I saw him on Theo Von, and it was if I ask you to sit in a room and find a specific color, okay, only focus on red, you're gonna see nothing but red in the room, and you might miss out on that's blue, that's green, that's white, that's this. So if you're only focused on, I need to get that money, which is red, I'm only focused on that. Niggas you start looking, a good documentary, it's damn, these niggas miss birthdays, miss this, because I had to do the grind. It's I don't know that you had to do the grind like you did, man, because you was 150 million up at that point, and you could have maybe skipped this tour to go to this birthday, to go to this, that. But those individuals are who we look at to be our guiding, our North Star for what life's supposed to look like. And it's this nigga doesn't have shit together. We happen to live, if I'm being just Captain Buzzkill, we live under and are ingrained in capitalism. Capitalism said music is a fucking hot commodity, and throw this nigga a couple $1 million because people are going to listen to his music. And we can understand that music has a sincere effect, neurologically, spiritually, whatever, on niggas, and so on and so forth. It's a domino effect. And that affects these people who we consider they don't be cool, good people sometimes. Yeah. Because there's nothing that unless, I don't know, not even an unless. If a nigga was I'm flat fucking broke or whatever, I could understand it. But even at that point, I'm nigga, put on a concert. We will all pull up in fucking St. Louis Rams gear and give you some money. Or fucking like Snoop. Yeah,
Flat
Snoop
broke
is
or not, I can't. Because again, I said it off air, and a lot of people have said it also. You're performing for this nigga who's getting inaugurated on MLK's birthday.
yeah.
As a black man, we have, as long as it took for them just to make the nigga birthday a holiday and we get that bitch off, and you gonna spend black folks off day tap dancing for that nigga of all people. If it was any other president, I'd be like, yeah, I get it. But him and what people behind him stand for and represent and all that, nah, come on. I don't care how broke you are. There's not a check in the world that could make me want to go in there and tap dance for Buddy. Like I couldn't do it, especially when, hey, let me go do something else to make money. It's MLK Day. Let me find some sort of MLK relief. Something. There's something that I can do. You can do some shit here, but I'm going to travel to L.A. because I'm pretty sure Nelly has some sort of property here. I'm going to go to L.A. and I'm going to do a little concert or something with some other artists as a relief fund. We're gonna raise some money for the fires, and we also get to pocket a little piece of it as well. There's so many different ways that you can get the money that you're looking for without having to go against your morals.
I think that
if you have morals to begin with.
I think that would be the conversation, like morals, and then the idea of like what success looks like. Because it's always like, you know, I saw motherfuckers in the comments, y'all all struggling to buy eggs like me, but the idea that I would love to have this money, I am more prone to try to justify this man's actions because I would want to do that because I am driven by my lack of funds, my lack of this, which goes back into the mindset for why we like have these things. Nobody's trying to shit on like money. We all would like to love and have money. But I think that, like you said, it speaks to what has your life been looking like all this time? Like at what point is enough? What point are you calm? Like I think like, you know, the coolest shit sometimes is to look at a fucking Styles P post. It ain't nothing hip hop. He just like, nah, nigga, we're making juice. And like, you know, JADA is out here making coffee with his son and shit. Like, we're cool. Like, shit's super chill. You niggas are chasing like fame and this star power. And I don't know. That's just like, you know.
I'll say like chasing relevancy.
Yeah, and that's just.
As opposed to like an actual purpose. So for me, it's like, I get. For most men in general, you are told the narrative that your purpose is to whatever, grind and sacrifice to take care of others, and that's most likely going to be financially. So the burden of having to be the financial sole provider of your household is something that weighs on you and tells you that you got to get to the bag. Mm-hmm. But I ain't got to get to the bag like that. There's still a bigger purpose for me than just that. I was not put here on this earth as a man, especially as a black man, simply to work to take care of my immediate household, and that is all my purpose is on this earth. Especially as a rich individual, you become rich from talents that have nothing to do with that, and you still go back to, like, that can't be your default. I still got to get to the bag. Like, no, you don't. You have the bag. You've had the bag multiple times. What else other purpose is there in your life that you can work towards? But we don't end up finding actual purpose. Our purpose is simply the money.
Yeah, I think that speaks to, you know, like a cultural issue as far as obviously the range of relationship conversations, even those had here. We'll continue to have them because they're just fucking easy. Y'all are fucking silly. But even these last couple of books I've read, like niggas
read books.
I read this, like, you know, how the word was passed. I think that's what it was called, and that goes into like, you know, the history of us and slavery. And then this one I'm listening to now, there's like a history of Africa told from Africa or whatever. Like that's kind of how it was taught, but it speaks to each book, like kind of still speaks to this communal element of how we've lived, and not just as I pay the bills, you go wash the asses, or whatever the fuck everybody talking about. But I think that bleeds into how you maneuver in life. If I don't feel like I'm unsupported, or I have to be the one, the son, then I do my part and I help spread the wealth for everybody else. So in the event that they go, you know what, nigga, we're not booking you at the whatever the fuck. I've wrestled this shit. Like, I have my community fucking with me. I'm using whatever my resources are to touch my fan base. I am a fucking superstar actor or whatever. But This one does well. Even if we're keeping it all entertainment, Denzel got a son that fucking is a director. I think the daughter did some production or shit, and she might act. This son acts. Like, it's not my job to be the fucking. I set this up so that everybody can go do what they want to and need to do, but I shouldn't feel this infinite weight because we're all a fucking community thing. So if you're doing this and you just carry it on your back, I think a lot of that shit speaks to lack of personal growth because we stuff all of our shit into. And we stuff it, and also everybody keep doing that because it makes my life easier. You keep holding all of this weight as well, as opposed to kind of, hey, you can pass that here. Like, you just were the first in the door. Now that we're in the door, we can carry this shit together,
right?
And we can maneuver this in a way where you can get away from having to keep your hooks in with places that just, I don't know, man.
Going back to purpose, like you can shoulder this burden long enough to teach us how to assist you. Mm-hmm. Even if you're not going to completely pass it to us, you can, like, hey, I'm going to move this table by myself, but I'm going to move this table enough times to tell you, like, hey, when you're strong enough, I need you to hold here. If you were here and you were here and you were here, we can move this table that much quicker. You guys aren't there yet, but I'm letting you know how to do it. So even if you just stand in that place while I'm doing all the work, at least you're learning what this unity looks like, and I'm also priming myself to not have to do this forever by myself. And then when they gain the ability and the confidence, they can go ahead and step in and maybe even usher you out, depending on what it looks like and everybody's strengths and abilities. But that's a purpose. My purpose for doing this isn't to do this forever. It's to teach you how to do this so that you can do it at some point as well, and we can do it together. If I'm not moving to purpose, I'm not thinking of that unity.
I think also there is a bit of a word to Umar. I'm not going to be able to therapize all of them. Some of them are going to stay in the streets for good. I think maybe without all the theatrics, but those who, I know we spend a lot of time sitting here about like why, or I can't believe that niggas do bullshit, and there has to be an element of, and not even on no vitriol or no fuck them type shit. It's like, once somebody shows us, I'm not finna sit depressed that, at the end of the day, like, we have to be able to think bigger. Like, oh, this entertainer as a person is not necessarily as solid as we thought or whatever, or they make questionable moves. That cannot affect how I move. What it can do for me positively is Instagram has done this fucking thing where like we could always see each other's likes, but they're kind of getting, remember how at the beginning of Instagram, you could just literally see when somebody likes some shit. Mm-hmm. I feel like we're going back to that because now they have a thing where like when you hit the little search bar Reels thing, you can tap this button and it's just only your friends what they've liked. And part of that was one of the rants here about like informing somebody of the type of individual that would like a certain thing. Like there's cool people, and then if I see you like too many like this motherfucker has no views, this motherfucker has no followers, but you liked this one video with 30,000 views from MAGA Warrior 2077. Hey man, I don't have no reason to jump in these comments. I don't got no reason to message you about it. That was one. Now this one was sort of overviewy motivational, and I have to really take into account that you're just throwing away all your critical thinking skills and you're just locking on to some sort of motivational. Now you done popped up with 3 or 4 of these. Getting a little weird. I think about that with some of the relationship shit, race shit, whatever the fuck else. So I say that to say that if we're thinking about like the Snoop shit, I seen a couple people in the comments like, that motherfucker doing what he can to feed his family. It's like, all right. Like I'm now taking this into my brain that you're a motherfucker who were so moved by this, you with your regular everyday job, struggling with the money and shit like the rest of us, saw a millionaire and chose to defend him to go kick it with a nigga who the KKK actively fucks with. Like, who've actively put policies in place that hinder and hurt people. I like, as a man, right? Do we not think how kind of nuts it is that me sitting at my house, like we're here in this apartment, right? Do you know like how crazy it sounds that I would be mad in this apartment or at my own fucking house, be mad there that the person at 7B upstairs is thinking about maybe not having a kid with a person that she's not in a relationship with. She just woke up one day and was like, I don't want to do this. And then she goes through the process to not do that. And me fucking 40 miles away in my fucking room, I'm like, I want to fucking put together policies to stop her from somebody I've never fucking met. Do you realize how that sounds? Like how wild your fucking brain got to go? And that's the person that you, like, that's crazy. There's not enough great money-making policies. And that's what I'm saying about some of this shit leaves out of, it's only politics. We can all get along. No, man, because some of these policies, bro, are, like, indecent for, like, your humanity. Like, things that we always say the manhood is built on, like honor. And you motherfuckers loving Warhammer. I like the game. I like all the shit or whatever. But, like, all the quotes they say, and it's, like, super honor-bound. Like, these are those moments where the honor would have to kind of kick up. And this is very dishonorable things that don't make sense if you're going through this, like, I am honor-bound type person. Are we making sense? I know I'm making sense. I'm not going to ask a stupid question. Of course it makes sense. You're an asshole if you don't like it.
I would say, like, as much as in a perfect world we would like them to have that level of critical thinking, these are also the same people that have been losing their shit for the last 14 hours because TikTok is banned.
And some of the same ones that are going to be like that saw the play. We all watched the play. It's the worst play ever, which makes, and I know there's like a lot of shit out there that he didn't say this because you can't find the action. But even if he didn't say it, it makes it true. Like knowing that people are just dumb enough because this play is going to work for some people. Not the ones that are like rampant Trumpies, but there's a certain bag of people that are like, ooh, look at this cool dangly thing over here. And never think that, is it sincerely worth the cost? Because I'm not going to hold you, man. If another motherfucker talks about what he's going to do for the economy, and it's like, bro, cool. I'm not even opposed to the economy getting better, but I just don't know that even if what you guys say economically, if it's worth the cost of what it does to other people, other communities. Things that don't, some of these shits don't personally affect me right here, right now. But who gives a fuck? It's weird. It's weird to fucking support that shit. It's weird, and it's always, it's not even a slippery slope. It's like, oh, well, we got these motherfuckers out there. There's no way that you should be able to sit up here and you can go like, oh, these things make sense. And then somebody just casually, as a nigga who makes little edited videos, how casually you can like do a Trumpy MAGA thing and then like do what Hitler said. You know what I mean? Like the way that those things can line up, like it's a bunch of motherfuckers out there who've done that shit. And it's really creepy how fucking easy that is. And also for those of us who are on like, I feel like my side, the side that I'm like supporting, some of this shit is not a lack of critical thinking. For some people it is. And if you want to like try to get those people to the other side, I support that if you have the patience for it. But some, and that's what I'm saying here, some have the critical thinking skills. They are choosing what aligns with them. And that is where I say, you can cut the weight. That's all I'm saying. You can just
trim the fat.
Yeah, you always loved, he was always your favorite uncle until that motherfucker got to talking a little too much. Then got a little weird. This was your dog. This was your friend. Y'all been friends since middle school. Maybe you have to adjust how you guys hang out. Oh, all because politics? Well, kind of, yeah, nigga, because this is affecting lives. This is also showing your character and ideals as a person. And as a motherfucker who I haven't made any crumb snatchers yet, but, at some point, that might be knocking on the door, depending on, like, if any of you want to not 50-50 me to death. I just always like to throw that out there.
If you actually want to act right.
Yeah, if you want to be, like, a good fucking human being.
Decent human being.
Yeah,
just
good partner
for a
person.
few years.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you to fucking meet this motherfucker. Like, I don't want you to tell him shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't want you to be a big influence.
Yeah, which the fuck you would tell my son is he got to go die? Nigga, go play with those fucking Legos and let's talk about space. I don't tell my motherfucking, oh, she got to be pretty. That motherfucker, if she wants to wear combat boots and bring this hammer to school, I will beat the shit out of you. Like, yeah. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, some of us are aligning with these things because he's he's helping to bring back the structure of the family, and capitalism and the whole leftist movement is getting rid of the nuclear family, and it's not supporting how families are supposed to look. So we're only aligning with him because we care about families, and I care about your child. That's why I tell your child the same thing.
I want y'all to study the shit that y'all say. I don't even think y'all should like go try to whatever. I want y'all to like, because I did that. Like I just like, if you Google like 1950s nuclear family, and you could just start looking up shit like whatever, you're like, I super believe in this thing, and then you can like Google where it comes from, and then I just feel like if you can choose whatever you want, but I just feel like little shit like that will like inform you like why you like a thing. Like, it's not that this makes a lot of sense. It, if we're gonna get therapeutic, it's speaking to some deep weird shit. Now, who you choose to fucking talk that shit about with is one thing, but it's some deep weird shit in there. That was such a casual way to take a sack. He took that shit so smooth. Like, yeah, just go ahead.
It's because he already knew the flag was coming.
It's like, yeah, just fucking,
You're already going to take that L. Let's just go ahead and make sure that I don't have nobody hit me harder than they need to. So, I mean, I'll take that as opposed to that large-ass sack that he could have taken.
Yeah, pretty much. But, yeah, I don't know.
I don't expect people, as much as I would like people to, I don't expect them to, because doing their research is within the narrative or control of the thing that they should be trying to rebel against to a degree. Mm-hmm. Again, like people freaking out because TikTok was banned and what am I going to do now, and all the recipes I saved, or these posts and that post and this, that, and the other. How do I go on without TikTok? And that's my source of news. That's my source of information. That's my source of influence. That's where I get my information from. As if there aren't books. Like, we have libraries that are still standing that are starting to close now because you motherfuckers don't visit them or buy a book, let alone open one up. But, like, the information is out there if you chose to utilize it, but you're choosing to get it from this thing that is part of the pawn or part of the play that you're being, like, you're willingly making yourself a part of this thing that's keeping this stupidity alive. As he should. Goddamn it. Clean all that shit up. Motherfucker.
There you go. It's a good ass kick, my boy.
But yeah, I think that's what makes it even harder. Like, people are, the only way that they think of doing research is within the confines of the things that are being manipulated for them to stay in a certain place. They're not comfortable getting outside of a certain realm to do the research.
Yeah, I mean, and I know that was a thing even in school. I feel like that was like my first. It was my first. I've talked about her before, but like my first inclination with that was Dr. Harris. Salute to the gang. It was approaching research in a way that you're like, you want to have an unbiased opinion, and like, kind of, I forget how it was put, but it however it developed in me, it was like you try your best to have an unbiased opinion, and then for things that you are like so criminally biased on, you approach the research as if you're trying to like argue with yourself, so to speak. Like, I believe this. Okay, well, let's go put that shit up to the test. Like, see if there's anything out there opposing it. Because then that's when you have to have the whole, like, back and forth with the little cognitive dissonance that you have in your brain of like, that can't be. And it's like, well, it's there. And it's there and it's there. So now you got a choice to make. You can say fuck it, and that's your fucking God-given choice. Right. But you also got to say fuck it with the knowledge that I'm actively choosing to just disregard like what's right there in front of me. That is, makes sense. And that's on you. I
mean, yeah, you have the ability to make your own individual decision. And in the grand scheme of things, the dumbass decisions play a role just like the so-called purposeful ones, or the ones that I'm deeming of purpose. Everything has a purpose. I may not agree with that purpose. I may not like that purpose, but everything has a purpose. So, yeah, your decision plays a role. It's going to help and contribute to something, whatever that thing is as a whole. I can respect. I mean, that's just me trying to positively reframe it, honestly. Like, yeah, sure, in the grand scheme of things, I know you supporting X, Y, and Z. Nelly supporting Trump and performing there. Snoop supporting Trump and performing there. It plays its role in something. I don't know what that something is. I'm not in the room with those conversations. I probably won't even know what the actual point of this shit is until his presidency is over. I don't know. I'm out the loop. But it plays a role in something. And even if the role that it plays is for other people like us or those that are even more informed than us, speaking more about these things and providing more information and guiding other people, which will bring them in at some point.
I think some of it might even speak to like, I think I've said something in this vein before, but like the other side is like, they're very actionable. Like this is what we're gonna say and this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Where I do find, the left leaning people to be kind of just yelling at the fucking void on the internet. So I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like, well, not even just them performing, but some of these things kind of show like, all right, man, this is what's out there. This is what they're doing. This is how they feel. So now, like, what is your actionable approach to this? Thank you for posting the resources. But like if I'm using the fire, for example, it's one thing to go, oh my God, it's fire. Here's another thing to go, hey man, like fuck these thoughts and prayers. If you've been affected by this, show up here. This is where they're giving out free food. Show up here. This is where they're giving out clothes. Show up here. This is where you can donate money. If you have time, show up here. This is where you can put actionable, and I think you can take that and apply that to other areas. If you believe that, he's a godsend, he's gonna help you in your fucking, I don't know, man, whatever fucking business you got, and whatever, then cool. I'm not, if I'm not on that side, I just now have to know like what it looks like to. I'm not finna convince you. I feel like we waste a lot of time trying to change minds and. Can you believe? Yes, man, I can believe because they're doing it. I believe that. I
wholeheartedly believe it. We kind of what we talked about earlier in the show is like we've been desensitized to certain shit. We've been primed for certain shit. So yes, I can believe it because it's not their first time doing it. Mm-hmm. This is nothing new. Like you said, the play is a very bad one. The play has been ran multiple times, and it's fucking Army Navy. It keeps getting ran because it works, and it's part of how this system functions. Like they don't know how to do anything else but run these plays.
He trying to get black people together with the like what he said, like one of the things he just said, I think he said tonight. It was like, I'm going to unveil what happened with RFK and John F. Kennedy and what happened with Martin Luther King. And it's somebody somewhere like, he's going to do that for our people. And it's like, bro, I can give you just a quick list. There's 20 things that we need right the fuck now. So if you looked at that and said, that's cool, then these 20 actionable things, cool. I can now just put you over here, and I can go on about how I get, me and mine together.
I mean, even with that, we have whole ass wildfires that have gone on this entire week. Has the nigga mentioned anything in support of the people that need something right now?
No, there was something actually him and the Trumpians did, because I've been really fighting the urge to dip my toe back into paying attention to politics. It's going to piss me off on a daily basis. But there was something that they were like blocking for us to get aid because it was, if you're more well versed, then feel free to like look it up. But there was something that they just had. It was some, I don't know if it was the House or the Senate, but they were just having this thing. I was having a conversation about it a couple of days ago, and they were literally in place to block it. And they're like, it's like dangling aid in our face over here because California didn't vote some way on something else, and they're trying to push for something. Like that's who we're still talking about. Like it's not a like nigga. I don't give a fuck.
Y'all because y'all voted against me.
Yeah, it was a couple.
I would like to do this, but we gonna vote against it.
Yeah, if y'all do this, it's still a lot of exchange for people's lives and livelihoods, and the same business whatever practices are probably the same things that were put in place that had motherfucking insurance companies out here not acknowledging like, oh, fire. Fuck are y'all talking about? You ain't got no motherfucking fire on the house in California. Ain't nobody doing that shit.
It doesn't fit within our guidelines anymore.
Yep.
Sorry, that doesn't qualify. We should have updated you on that, but we didn't because we just didn't want to change the bylaws. But yeah, I don't, and partly that's not to point finger at those that lost stuff, but like, there are some people in those Palisades areas, those hills that have money and are supporting somebody like that that's not going to come back and support you the same way you would like them to. Kind of like what I shared earlier as far as people showing up and you don't know who's going to show up for you when you're in need. It's the opposite as well. Like you don't know who's not going to show up for you when you're in need. You think people have your back in certain ways, and then you get into a trouble, and you're like, oh shit, I thought he would have my back. No.
Yeah, good play.
That's fantastic defense.
Yeah, that boy got down there and got a tackle for loss.
Absolutely.
Fucking love to see it.
Absolutely.
What number is he? They didn't retire that number? Hold up.
53.
Oh, okay. I was like, hold up.
Yeah, no.
No disrespect. I just was like, holy shit.
No, it's 53.
Yeah, all right.
I say nobody getting 52 no time soon.
What? And I was like, hey, yo, like, chill out. I didn't know I was so fucking passionate about this Raven shit, but yeah, that was
As you should.
That was about to bother me. Like, who the fuck are you? What?
To me, Ravens, the franchise and the team have been one of the most, for lack of a better word, they've been one of the blackest teams in the league.
It's valid.
Successfully, positively black teams for a long time. Like the Ravens, since Ray Lewis, have always had their own little black swag. It's Baltimore. Baltimore has its black swag. Like it's kind of like Detroit, but Detroit represents like blue collar, hardworking factory people. Baltimore's like, nah, the swag of the team, the aesthetic, the city, the defense, like it's just blackness all around. The swag around the whole franchise is blackness. Even though a white man is coaching this team, this is black through and through.
I felt bad for bro.
What?
When they lost the other day. I felt bad for that dude.
Oh. I mean,
yeah, I feel like they'll be back. They're good. They're just a good fucking team. Like,
absolutely.
Because I didn't really realize. I knew the Den went down early in the season, but they had a lot of injuries to still get back here.
Absolutely.
Them motherfuckers gonna probably grab them one. I'm just saying, because like if we keep everything together, and Goff is a young motherfucker, I'm not gonna lie, they'll be back. I just they're
gonna snatch up a couple. It depends on what they do in the off season and how they pull some strings to like.
Yeah, unless somebody just shits the bed, you got to deal with Detroit for a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Detroit's gonna be, because a lot of teams are on there. Because fucking Kansas City has been a dynasty to a degree in this generation, but they're getting old. They're on their way out. As much as they may play well, they're slowly but surely like.
Yeah.
They're going to lose their edge, and all these other teams are going to come up, which is going to make way for your Lions and your Bills and teams like that. So,
some people aren't a fan of that, but I am kind of a fan of like the franchises that nobody gave a shit
in. Usher that in.
And I say this as like a fucking like Lakers fan. Love watching Lakers win, but I don't mind John Morant making me give a fuck about it. I don't
mind the Memphises and the Denvers, like all these teams that like usher in the new guard sometimes, shake things up. Because to me, it makes it interesting. I don't want to have fucking college national championship with fucking Ohio State and Notre Dame have a playoff and these two franchises still fucking make it. And not even because they're really the best teams. It's just motherfuckers shot they load too quick in their games, and then how these niggas still end up making it. But yeah, I want to see new names. I want to see new franchises, new teams, new colleges, new whatever, because it also gives people that are trying to get into that space hope that I can go anywhere and become something great, as opposed to upholding the narrative that I got to go here to do X, Y, and Z.
Speaking of new names, God, I hope this does well, man. I want Anthony to get a one. I want this goddamn Captain America. I don't give a fuck about Captain America, too, like, to be completely honest. I want that movie to do well, though.
I mean, he's trumped Captain America right now. So how you think they're going to back him? Black Captain America.
That's crazy.
Coming in Trump's presidency, and he's going to be going against a white president in the movie.
You know what I do like, though? And I feel like they did this on purpose, and I support it, is you say, hey, look, it's Valentine's Day weekend. I want to spend time. I want us to do something together. And you drop fucking Captain America on the 13th. I think they did it on purpose. Love that nigga, bro. It's all these red colors, red Hulk in it. They did that shit on purpose in my mind.
We going to see the Hulk.
It's a love story. They love their country.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You love him. Go watch Harrison. That's another thing. You don't want to watch Harrison Ford throw a fucking car like a baseball. Yeah.
Or see a black man in power, like honoring his country.
Yeah. He doing all types of shit. Go take that man to see motherfucking take that motherfucking man to go see Anthony Mackie fly around and throw shields and missiles and shit for Valentine's Day.
On word structure, because it is intentional. And a lot of y'all say, I'm moving with intention and intentionality. He used these words on purpose because he said, take that man, not go with him.
Oh, yeah, I said take that man.
Take that
To
man.
the fucking movies, dog. Come on. Damn. Come on, nigga, stand up. Come on, stand up. All that motherfucking train shit. It's one little nigga. Man, Nigerian Nightmare would have tore him down. would have took them triple double thigh pads and just threw a knee through that nigga's skull. That was a good hit though.
Snacked by your shoelaces.
Damn. That nigga's got a truck.
But low-key, they haven't stopped him.
Yeah, you gotta.
He's busting 5 yards plus every time he touched the ball. At some point, you just gotta let him do his thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, you got to. Wow, man, I wasn't even gonna really have. But you gotta have. See, this is what happens when you have a well-versed team. Everybody does their part. If the pass is kind of off, you've been passing pretty well, but if the pass is off, somebody can run the ball.
Absolutely.
Because y'all are a team. Take that man to fucking see Captain America.
Absolutely. That 50-50 love, how we started this off. That 50-50
wow, what a
love.
fucking full circle moment.
Absolutely.
You know, if a motherfucker can't do nothing else, I think, you know, every now and again, some pod motherfuckers, Jack, what I want to fucking end this shit with. I got a little political pod. Y'all gonna say some stupid shit over the week. I'm gonna start paying attention now. We're bringing back, it's another thing, bringing back lists and topics.
And questions.
We're bringing back questions. All right, I'm gonna commit. Because you fuckers are just lame, man. Like, you can ask anything. Do you need? That's what I'm gonna ask.
Bust it open. Bust it open. Bust it open. Get loose.
Do that. Bring that back too. Bring back busting it open and getting loose. That was another fucking song Nelly was on. Get Loose was such a. Do you know what Get Loose did for me in high school?
Do you?
Hang on, because we're almost done, but we're not done yet. Because I got to get this off.
Even with that, who's he on the song with and Get Loose?
It's T.I., man.
That nigga's your peer. Is there anything about T.I. that says something about supporting Trump?
Y'all, what? Oh my God. I had a sound system and shit too. Oh, this was the.
Hey, shout it, bust it up, let me see you get loose. If you really wanna show me that you let me get loose.
If you really want to show me that
if you don't get loose.
Hey.
Get up out the coop if you won't get loose. Man, I'ma reach for your toes, get loose. Hold to the floor, drop it low and get loose. No XO if you don't wanna get loose. No more. Come on, man.
Hey, this
To the max, popping bottles, blowing money. We ain't learn how to act. All in the VIP, spending 4 or 5 stacks.
if you ain't willing to do your part in this, you can't participate. You got to go. You ain't trying to do this, well then you got to get up out of here. Not just giving you something for nothing. You coming, you got to show ass to get ass, or is it what we got to bring ass to get ass? That's what it is. Like, bring that motherfucker. Touchdown, bitch.
I don't know what the fuck the kids are doing. No disrespect. Everybody got. Oh, they scored.
Of course.
Look what this fucking song did.
Absolutely.
Look what the fucking song did.
Told them get loose and they got loose.
Nigga.
God damn it.
Listen, I'm just saying. I don't know what y'all. I couldn't imagine being in college when that shit came out. Like, being in high school was enough. In college?
I was in college.
I know y'all niggas was going crazy. There's no way that somebody didn't have
It
some
was
shit.
very much sweaty situations going
Oh,
on.
man, I know y'all
And
niggas.
girls had the humps in their hair and shit. And
Y'all niggas specifically. Get loose.
they be doing
It's
TikTok choreography,
crazy.
which is funny. Like, what choreography y'all gonna do now?
All right, man, let me calm down because I just.
Ain't no TikTok.
All right. Thank y'all for coming back. We're starting this year off. Questions are going to come back. Do y'all want it completely anonymous? Do you feel like we're going to make fun of you personally? Maybe we've made fun of a few of you personally.
I don't know. We haven't.
I might have done that.
We mentioned people on this pod that have either been here or we know that they know they're going to get mentioned and they don't really care. I don't think we've mentioned anybody that is afraid to get mentioned.
So look, I'm gonna try to figure out if I need
think
to
we
do
just
it.
we have to like really emphasize that it's
Ask
okay
some
to do
fucking
so.
questions because we got some shit to say. If you tired of, I'm gonna still talk about whatever fuck we talk about. I'm not making that lie.
Either way,
But if you got some other shit you'd like us to fucking talk about, that bring it to the fucking table. We're passing the collection plate of questions to y'all.
And if you think that we don't know, you can always provide context. Like, hey, I asked this question. Here's a little context behind it. What's your thought? What's your opinion? What's your whatever? It can be mental healthy. It could be political. It could be cultural. It could be about a fucking food dish or a restaurant. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We are highly, highly opinionated. We can figure out some sort of something to create discourse with you all. We just want to engage with you. That's all. You have to pay to talk to us in other situations, and we're giving you the opportunity to do it for free. Why not?
That's a good point. This is your moment. So yeah, man. Thanks. This is the one. This is the first one of the year. You know, we're gonna go back to being consistent kings and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And
2025, keep hope alive.
all that shit.
All of it.
Thanks. Bye.
See you.